Hi, my name is Malcolm Roberts, and I'm Director of Sales here at SWI. The following video is designed to help you register your volume license.
Okay, so the first step is to open up an internet browser. So we'll go ahead and open this up, and since it's a Microsoft thing, I recommend using Internet Explorer as opposed to the non-Microsoft browser types like Firefox, Safari, or Chrome. So make sure you're using Internet Explorer anytime you're trying to access the Microsoft Volume Licensing Service Center. So this is the home page here, and the first step is to click the Sign In button and then type in your Windows Live ID account. Okay, and click the Sign In button. Okay, so the first step here, the website gives you this thing called a business email address. So go ahead and read through this. Now, your business email address should also be your Windows Live ID account. You want to keep these consistent. If you're using kind of a Hotmail or a non-business type email address, you want to keep things consistent. When you start to use a lot of different email addresses or a bunch of different Windows Live ID accounts, that's when you tend to run into problems with this system. So for all intensive purposes, I'm just going to use my Windows Live ID account. So I'll go ahead and type that in. Oops. And let's type it in again. Okay, so I've got my Windows Live ID account typed in here for my business email address, and I'm going to click Submit. Okay, so let's see here. Step 2, confirm your business email address. An email was sent, okay. So confirm, go to the inbox, okay. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so I've gone ahead and confirmed my business email address and accepted the terms and conditions for the website. So I'm now logged into the Volume Licensing Service Center website. So the first step here is to go ahead and click the home page. Well, we're at the home page, so let's go ahead and click on Licenses and select the Relationship Summary. And this will show you any volume licensing that you've purchased that's tied to the Windows Live ID account that you used will show up under this profile. So you may have only purchased one volume license or one set of licenses, or you may have placed several orders. So all of that history will show up here under Relationship Summary. What you can do here, we're looking at Relationship Summary, and you've got licensing ID, and you've got all this stuff here. You'll notice that the license number here is a hyperlink. You can go ahead and click on this, and this will take you into the license details, it's called, and this will show you more detail about the licensing that's listed under this license number. Now you can have the license number refers to the agreement number, and you can have multiple licenses, like for example you could have 5 office licenses listed under this one license number, one license detail number. So you don't want to get confused by the license number and the number of licenses that you actually have listed under this number. Think of the license detail as an umbrella, and under that umbrella you can have multiple orders or multiple products listed. So the idea is that when you click on Relationship Summary and then License Details, what you're actually doing is you're digging deeper into the history of the orders that you've placed under this license detail number. So what you can do, if you look down here, you'll notice contacts, licenses, product keys, order confirmations. So if you want to take a look at the products listed under the license detail number, you can go ahead and click here. Now you'll see that we've just got one line item here, and it says MSDN operating systems. So in this case, we've got one license number listed here, and it's a MSDN operating system subscription. And you can kind of ignore these numbers over here. Now, order confirmation over here, this tab, relates to, you can place multiple orders when you reference this authorization number here. Oops, excuse me. We'll go ahead and try that again. This is called an authorization number here, and this number works with the license detail number. So you can actually place multiple orders at random times and kind of tie everything to the same licensing numbers. And what that does for you is it keeps everything nice and neat and tidy. But what we're looking at now here with the order confirmations, this shows basically the date that the order was placed. It shows the reseller over here, which hopefully is us, and it'll show you information about the your organization and such. So what we can do now is let's go ahead and click on downloads and keys. This is probably the most important section here. So let's let this load. Okay, so obviously Microsoft makes lots of different software. Not all software requires key codes for activation, and the key code itself is not actually the license. A license is a contract that allows you to run and operate the software. The key code for Microsoft is simply an activation code, so you don't want to make that mistake of thinking that the key code is actually the license, because they're actually not the same thing. Now, with some other manufacturers, the key code could actually be the license, but as far as Microsoft goes, the key code is not actually the license. For Microsoft, the license is the contract that allows you to run and operate the software, and we were actually looking at the contract or the contract details on the previous section. So downloading keys, nice thing with the updated version of the Volume Licensing Service Center is they've got everything consolidated now under one section. They used to have a download section and a key code section. They were separate, and they've consolidated those two, so that's actually a nice improvement. But you'll see here that they're going to list various products that you're potentially licensed to use. So the MSDN product that we looked at, provides a lot of operating systems that can be used for development and testing purposes, and that's why we've got so many different products listed here. But very simple. You've got the download here, so you click on the download, and then you've got the corresponding key code. So very easy. If you download a piece of software, you want to use the key code right next to it to activate the piece of software. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the download here. Take a look at that. Okay, so it actually doesn't give me anything for this product. Let's try another one here and see if we get anything else. None provided. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and skip that for now. But basically, the download that you're given with the with volume licensing, what they allow you to do is they allow you to download what's called an ISO image, and you can download the image and then you can burn that onto a DVD, and then you can actually have that on hand. So if you've purchased Office, for example, you don't need to download onto the software onto every computer. What you're doing instead is you're downloading an image of the software, and then you can burn that image onto a DVD, and then you actually have a disk that you can keep on hand, and you can write Office 2010 or whatever the product is. And maybe it's smart to write down the key code as well, or you can come back to the website and you can always reference the key code. Anyway, so this is the download and the key code section, and this is probably the most important part of the website for most people, because when you buy software, obviously what you're looking for is the software and the key code that you need to activate the software. So that's the download and key code section. The other section that's really important here is the administration section. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and what we'll do is we'll go down to, let's see, add new user. Now, if your organization has multiple people that need access to this website, maybe to download the software, maybe to get access to key codes, you can invite, initially you can only have one person set up as the administrator, but the nice thing about the website is it allows you to give other people in your organization access to the website as well, and specifically access to your licensing. So that's very cool. So if you are an organization and you've got 2 IT managers, for example, maybe it's a good decision to have both IT managers have access to the licensing posted on the website. So whoever's set up initially, if you want to give somebody else access to the licensing details, you can simply type in the person's email address, like whatever. Oops. test.com, whatever the person's email address is. Now make sure that if you put in an email address here that the email address has a Windows Live ID account already associated with it. So type in the email address, first name, last name, and then what's cool here is that they give you different permission levels. So administrator means full access to all the stuff associated with the licensing, downloads, key codes, everything. But you can mix and match a little bit depending on what permissions you want to give access to. So maybe if you're the IT manager, maybe there's somebody who needs access to the key code or something like that. So you can actually just choose the key code option for that person. But basically all you do, if you want to give somebody access to full access to the system here, you would check the administrator option, and then you've got these other options here that you can check. So if you just want to give somebody access to key codes only, you can check just the key code, and that's basically all you have to do. So you fill in the information, and then in the upper right hand side here you just click add, and then you're done. Now notice here this little note that says newly assigned permissions may take up to 2 hours to become effective. So if you give somebody access to the licensing, it's not going to happen right away. It may take upwards of 2 hours to complete. Well, that's basically a little tutorial of the Volume Licensing Service Center website. Hopefully this has been helpful for you, and hope everything works well. Thank you.